This will be a full tour and documentation of this 2015 Ford Mustang EcoBoost Premium Fastback. This Mustang Fastback is painted in ruby red tinted clear coat metallic.
It does have smart key access. Frameless windows. The door panels do have storage areas. And of course you get power windows, locks, and mirrors.
The premium trim adds leather seat upholstery, and this one comes in the ebony interior color scheme.
Both front seats do get partial power adjustments. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, remote start, trunk release, and panic. And, along with smart key, it has push button ignition.
It might sound cliche at this point, but it's hard to deny that the Ford Mustang is nothing short of an icon. The Mustang made its debut for 1965 and has been in continuous production ever since. When it was released, it was a huge hit with consumers and truly put the pony car on the map. It's also inspired a number of competitors, including the two most famous, the Chevy Camaro and Dodge Challenger. Since its launch, the Mustang has lasted 6 generations, with most of them receiving one or more major updates at some point. Ford has since introduced a second model with the famed Mustang nameplate, in the form of the Mustang Mach-E, which is an all-electric 5-door crossover. But the focus of this video will be on the legendary original Mustang model. This 2015 model we have here represents the Mustang's 6th and, as of 2022, current generation, which did make its debut for the 2015 model year. The 6th gen Mustang was completely new for 2015, also having come out exactly 50 years after the Mustang debuted. Its all-new platform also brought to the Mustang a fully independent suspension setup. This Mustang generation is also the first one to be sold globally, making it also the first Mustang to see factory-produced right-hand drive variants. An interesting new engine choice was also brought in, which the one in this video has, that being the EcoBoost 2.3-liter turbocharged inline-four. This isn't actually the first time the Mustang had a high-output forced induction 4-cylinder engine as an alternative to the big V8s, as the Mustang SVO of the 1980s followed the same philosophy, and I was even able to film a tour of one a couple years ago. The 6th generation Mustang is sold as either the 2-door Fastback coupe or a 2-door convertible. This generation started out with just the V6, EcoBoost, and GT variants, but over the next few years you had some special higher performance versions come out, like most notably the Shelby GT350 and GT350R, and the crazy 760-horse Shelby GT500. Those, plus tons and tons of other special edition and upgraded performance versions. I don't want to touch on every single one though, because we'd probably be here all day. But anyhow, 2018 saw the 6th generation Mustang get probably its biggest overall update, which gave the car a brand new front fascia, plus some things like fully digital gauges, an available new 10-speed automatic transmission, and some upgrades to the GT's V8 engine. However, the Shelby Mustangs retained the pre-2018 front-end fascias. So as for the 2015 model year US market Mustang, you could choose between 3 main versions, V6, EcoBoost, and GT, each with a different type of engine. V6 models made 300 horsepower courtesy of a naturally aspirated 3.7-liter V6 engine. The Mustang EcoBoost came with a turbocharged 2.3-liter inline-four engine with 310 horsepower and significantly more torque than the V6. Finally, the GT was packing a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 with 435 horses. EcoBoost and GT models were split into two sub-trim levels that were the base and the well-equipped premium. As for transmissions, you could choose on all three variants between a 6-speed manual or automatic.
So the instrument cluster has 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And in the center is a digital info display, which can be gone through via the buttons here on the steering wheel. This is pretty cool. You got your track apps, so things like your performance timers. 0 to 60, quarter mile. You can test the braking. Got your real-time G-forces. Really cool. You got your settings. It does have My Color, where you can change the color of the ambient lighting, but it won't work in the daylight. It has a 3-spoke design, leather-wrapped, multifunctional steering wheel. There are sport grips at 10 and 2. And as for controls, on this side you have your information display controls, and then your audio controls. Then you have your cruise control, and your Bluetooth and voice command controls. Also got mute for the radio. And you do have paddle shifters to manually shift the transmission. And this is a tilt and telescopic steering wheel. Got your trunk release, some storage, got your headlight switch, air vent, also got tweeters. This does have a premium shaker sound system, excellent bass. Right here is your high beam and turn signal stock, and on this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have a speaker up top, air vents, the touchscreen interface for your MyFordTouch infotainment system. We'll go over that more in a bit. You've got some of your physical controls as well, volume tuning knobs, got your power button, seat track. Also got a CD player. Right here are all the controls for your dual zone automatic climate control. You can also control it via the MyFordTouch display. And then you have your 3-stage heated and cooled front seats. Got your push button ignition, and then these really cool toggle switches, which this one you have your drive mode selector. Your modes are normal, sport plus, track, and snow wet. Then the one next to here is another kind of a mode selector. This is for the steering, so you can have it normal, sport, or comfort. This switch is for your traction control, and this one is for your hazards. In front of the shifter, you have a little bit of storage. You also got a USB port and a power outlet. Putting it in reverse does reveal a backup camera. You also have rear parking sensors. The parking brake is hand operated. You have some cup holders. Center console with some storage. You also got an aux port, an SD card slot, USB port, and a power outlet. The glove box is lockable. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. Get your passenger airbag indicator and your overhead lighting. And here's the MyFordTouch system. 2015, I believe, was the last year for this. So you still got it set up with the 4 color-coded quadrants, yellow for pairing a phone. It would be navigation, the green quadrant, but this one doesn't have it, so this is what you got. Red for entertainment, so all your ways to listen to music. You have AM, FM, Sirius XM, you even got a CD player still. And then you got Bluetooth audio streaming. I know most new cars have all the modern stuff, like the Bluetooth and Sirius, but they're taking CD players out, so this one it's nice to have both. Have the CD player plus the modern stuff. All the more ways to listen to music. And then blue for your climate control. You can also do the heated, cooled seats, all the different stuff, besides from the physical controls. And then you got your various vehicle settings. Anyhow, let's go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. Both the windows are fully automatic.
Standard on the EcoBoost Premium are these 18-inch 5-split-spoke magnetic painted machined aluminum rims. The engine of this Mustang is Ford's EcoBoost 2.3-liter twin-scroll turbocharged inline-4. It's a direct-injected, dual-overhead cam 16-valve engine with variable cam timing. It puts out 310 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 320 pound-feet of torque at up to 4,500 RPM. Sending that power to the rear wheels of this Mustang is the optional 6-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode. Running on regular unleaded with a 15.5-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for the automatic Mustang EcoBoost are 21 mpg in the city and 31 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear setup, and it of course has 4-wheel disc brakes. Base curb weight for the Mustang EcoBoost is roughly 3,500 pounds.
A longitudinally mounted inline-four. Now we'll check out the back seat. All right. You have storage pockets in the back of the front seats. does have a capless fuel filler, and as you saw earlier, the fuel door is on the driver's side. It does have dual exhaust.
Cargo space in the Mustang Fastback is 13.5 cubic feet.
You can even fold the back seats down if you need more space. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2015 Ford Mustang. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.